Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Letter Live here from Jackson High School, where we are going to see the Jackson Polar Bears potentially clinch at least a share of the Federal League title. And if you didn't notice, this is not Mike. This is Mark Kinsley. And if you know, you know. But, Mark, why don't you give him a refresher?
Well, I spent the last 26 years being the head basketball coach at Green High School, and my first year in retirement. And when Aiden reached out about filling in for Mike tonight, I jumped at the chance, and looking forward to learn from Aiden tonight.
Yeah, so, I mean, with your return back to Federal League basketball, at least in the media setting, I mean, this has got to feel pretty nice for you. And you're looking at two teams that you know a lot about because, first of all, Green, these are some of your own guys that you raised in the system. For Jackson, these are some kids that you've been coached against for the last 3 years. So what are you thinking about when you look at the game from, a retired coach's perspective?
Well, I think really tonight it comes down to how both teams play offensively. I think for Green tonight, they have to take care of the basketball. They cannot turn the ball over. That leads to easy, fast break opportunities for Jackson. And then they have to shoot the ball well.
Yeah.
Green has got to shoot the ball well tonight because Jackson's one of the top offensive teams in our area, let alone in the league. And I think tonight, if Jackson plays well offensively, they're going to be awfully hard to beat.
Absolutely. Thank you. So with that being said, we have two pregame interviews for you. We have one with Jackson head coach Aiden Brueck and one with Green head coach Mitch Sponelson. So with that, we're going to send it over to Spot, and we'll see you after the recess. Thank you.
We're coming off a tough loss against Hoover, but that is probably the toughest loss that you guys have had this season, besides the time that you guys went to California.
Right.
So you're trying to bounce back off of that, and at the same time, you're still trying to remain in good seeding for the tournament. So where are your guys' objectives lying now when you get to take on a team like St. V?
Yeah, I don't think it changes much. We had a very unique game against North Canton where, obviously they slowed the game down a lot, and it was a good learning experience for us. We got down a little bit early, and you're not going to make points up that quickly against a team like that that's very methodical. So tonight will be a different challenge, and, we knew when we scheduled a team with rich tradition like St. V's that we're going to be dealing with some really good players, and that's exactly what we're dealing with tonight. They have a couple really big kids that can shoot it, and some length, some depth, and I just think it'll be a really good game once again here at Louisville. Yeah,
so Coach Drew, obviously a prestigious coach for this program. You take a look at the guys that he's coached, and you take a look at the guys that he's coaching now. What are the similarities that you see in the programs that he's coached in the past, and the similarities in accordance to what he's coaching now? Yeah, Drew's really a great coach, and he takes obviously having great talent, but then sometimes not everybody can really coach great talent, and he can. They're always a very disciplined team, a really good defensive team. They play really hard. And obviously they're kind of the the landmark for a lot of programs around here. So that's one of the reasons we wanted to get them on the schedule, and we're just really excited about playing them tonight. Yeah, and especially being able to play them at home with your own fans in attendance, it's going to make a big difference. What has that attendance been like for you guys in the past couple of weeks that has really shifted you guys into a higher gear? Yeah, it's amazing. Our crowd has to be second to none in the state of Ohio. It's become a very difficult place to play. Until that game the other night, I think we were on 2 straight years of no losses at home, and with the teams that we play here, that's saying something. So the crowd's a big factor of it. The 6-man, the student section, but really everyone. We get great coverage here, people like yourself, and we're just excited for another big-time home game, and then have Ignatius next week again. Yeah, and they call it the program for a reason, okay? And that 2-year home winning streak is everything that you need to know about it. But in terms of what you're trying to build as a legacy for this program, what have you been trying to instill in your kids, especially in this past year now that, odds are higher than ever for you guys to come out on top in Division III? Yeah, so, our biggest thing with the program is we want to play the same way no matter who we play, and we want to have our own identity. As you brought up with St. V's, we want to be that team, and I feel like we are doing that now. And then we want no letdown, whether it's our little dribblers, K through 2, all the way through our middle school program into our varsity. Because if you look at our program right now, our 8th grade won the championship this year, and I think we're 14-2. Our freshmen are sitting at 16-2. Our JV are sitting at 12-2 with a 25-13 lead right now. So there's no letdown through this whole program, and the kids know the expectations no matter who it is out on the court. All right, so what are your matchups looking like for tonight? Yeah, very unique matchups tonight. Typically, you put your big on your big, and we don't have that tonight. So we're actually going to mix some things up here, and we have Tate guarding their big tonight, who's a really good 3-point shooter, lefty, Wharton, and then we also have
obviously BG guarding their forward. So it'll be an interesting matchup for us, and it's going to be a tale of who kind of wins out. I think we're going to have the advantage on the perimeter, but I also think that they might have the advantage on the post, so we have to do a good job at defending that.
All right, absolutely, Coach. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Jackson High School. This is The Letter Live, and it is Aiden Brueck and head coach, well, former head coach Mark Kinsley. It's weird saying that, but you just heard from Mitch Spottleson, head coach of the Green Bulldogs, taking over for Kinsley after his retirement. Now you're going to hear from Coach DeBevick of the Jackson Polar Bears. So we're going to send it over to past Aiden and listen to that.
You and McKinley have obviously been the best teams in the Federal League this season, and there's no doubt about it. You two are coming into this game with practically a Federal League title on the line. You guys fighting to stay in for a share. McKinley playing for outright once they played on Tuesday. So what are your kind of expectations going into this game, at least from your guys on the court?
You know, from last game we played them, obviously gave up 87 points. We got to play better defense tonight. You know, it's how bad our seniors and our guys want the Federal League title. You know, we got to win these next two games, at least get a share. So tonight's a big game. I mean, it should be a good atmosphere. You know, two good teams playing in Stark County, two best teams. You know, it's going to come down to, you know, the two wants that make some shots, key points, and get some stops. We defensively, we got to get it done tonight.
Yeah, and you talked about, especially in your article with the Canton Repository, you were talking about how you can't give up 87 points to a team like McKinley and expect to keep up. What are your guys' expectations in terms of defense going into this game?
You know, we got to slow them down, keep guys in front of us, maybe mix up some zone and some man-to-man, and, you know, try to rebound, you know, and keep guys in front. That's the key thing, getting transition layups on the other end. We got to get back, sprint back so they don't get easy baskets tonight. We got to make sure they earn every bucket tonight.
Yeah, and McKinley has one of the most balanced rosters in the Federal League, obviously tied with you guys. I mean, you guys have people that can spread the floor without a second thought. McKinley's also got kids that can do just that. They have multiple kids who are putting up double digits. You got multiple kids that are putting up double digits. So do you think it's going to come down to necessarily one man tonight, or is it going to be a team effort?
You know, it's usually a team effort. Last time we played, they had 5 guys in double figures. All 5 of their starters scored in double figures. So tonight we just got to have balanced scoring, find the open shooter, take care of the basket. We can't have turnovers tonight for layups for them. So, you know, we got to knock down some shots. We've been shooting pretty good from threes. It's going to come down, you know, we can make some threes so we can stay in the game tonight.
And you're talking about offense right now, and you take a look at McKinley and you look at their switch-heavy defense from Coach Weatherspoon. I mean, have you guys done anything in practice to try and prepare for those situations?
Yeah, you know, we've been trying to do some different things. I mean, offensively, at this point in the season, you know, maybe get some transition baskets on the, you know, down, run the ball. So, no, we're just, you know, we got to spread the floor on them, and hopefully we can get by them and get some easy shots.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Letter Live. Here from Jackson High School. We are here joined with former head coach Mark Kinsley in the booth today in place of my broadcast partner Mike Popovich. With that being said, we're going to send it over to Brueck's Breakdown. Here are your keys to the game, brought to you by myself, Aiden Brueck. So the last time these two teams met, Jackson rolled into green, walked away, dominant win, 70-48. So now Jackson has at least a share of a Federal League title on the line, and the Polar Bears are hosting the Bulldogs in a matchup that's all about execution, adjustments, and mentality. So Jackson is coming off against a huge win against McKinley, and the momentum is fully in their favor. So expect them to set the tone early with Kyle Monterubio on the inside, and them also them trying to get off on-ball screens to Mitch Finnerfrock in the corner so that he can start getting his rhythm later in the game. The other thing is that Jackson knows that Green struggles with efficiency and will pressure the ball handlers on this team. So they're going to try and force these live ball turnovers that can turn into easy transition buckets. So the main thing for Jackson is that not only do they need to look out for that, but they also need to realize that Green's looking out for that at the same time. Green needs to slow the game down entirely and force Jackson into tough half-court possessions. You heard Coach Spot talking earlier tonight about how they need to limit this game to be about in the 50s and 60s, because Jackson is a team that thrives when they get into the 80 range. And if Green can't hold them to about 40-50 range, they're not going to see a great result. So Monterubio's ability to get to the rim, combined with Landon Thiel's inside size, makes Jackson a nightmare matchup for Green. And if they dominate the glass and get to the line, this game will not be close. However, Green has to handle Jackson's pressure better than they did last game. If they give up easy transition points, they'll be in trouble early. Limiting mistakes and keeping possessions alive is their only path to an upset. So Jackson knows what's at stake. Win. And they clinch at least a share of the Federal League title. Green is playing for pride and looking to disrupt the celebration in this net game. But unless the Bulldogs can throw something new at Jackson defensively and keep this game in the 50s, the Polar Bears have too much firepower to be stopped at home. Anything?
I think you hit it all there, Aiden. It's time to play basketball.
Yeah. So with that being said, we got about a minute and 22 seconds to tip off here. Mark and I are going to kick it back for the national anthem, and after that, we'll be back on the audio-only section of the stream, where you'll hear me as your illustrator for the night, and Mark on the additional tidbits. This is the Letter Live pregame. Thank you very much for listening, and I can't say Go Bulldogs. You can say Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs.
There you go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Letter Live here from Jackson High School. We are moments away from tip-off, but first, I'm going to walk you through your starting lineups for tonight. On Green's end, you're going to start it out with Antonio Martin, senior guard, 5'11". Most sites would have him listed at about 6'1", but he's currently about 10.2 points per game, 29% from the field, and averaging the most minutes on the team with 30.6. Next up, number 21. Wyatt Knowlton, senior forward, listed at 6'2", played rec ball the 2 years after his freshman year, and now makes his return to the starting lineup for the Bulldogs. Next up, number 35, Ethan Wyrick, a 6'4" freshman forward who is currently leading the team in blocks with 7. Then we kick it over to AJ Fortunato, senior forward, and then his brother, Anthony Fortunato, who's currently leading the team in 3 points taken at the moment. So then you take a look at the Jackson side of things. Leading things up 12 points against McKinley last Friday, and is currently averaging about 5.9 rebounds per game in the 17 games that he's played. Then you got Caden Lloyd, 5'11", junior guard, who at the moment is 100% from the free throw stripe on 9 attempts, and currently averaging 8.2 points per game. Rounding things out then is Kyle Monterubio, currently 6'3", senior, leading scorer, 23 points against McKinley last Friday. So it's going to be a balanced matchup in terms of matchups. I can't imagine that Green is going to play a lot of. Can't imagine that Green's going to play a lot of man-to-man tonight because they're going to have to cover so much of the court, and it's hard to put that on the back of one person, especially when you take a look at the cards that Green is currently being dealt on the defensive end. Causing too many turnovers has been one of the biggest plays for them this year. But for Jackson, limiting turnovers for them has also been a big issue. So if you're taking a look at both of these teams from a turnover point of view, then it's going to be probably a very even matchup, but it's just going to have to come down to who's limiting their turnovers in the first place.
Yeah, you're right, Aiden. And I think the first quarter is going to be huge, especially for Green. They have to get a good start. They have to, at the end of the first quarter, if they can keep it to a possession or two, I think that'll be a big win for them here in the first quarter. So, getting off to a good start, it's going to be important.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, with that being said, if you're on the court right now coaching, what's your first play against Jackson?
Well, we're probably going to go inside. Look for some inside out, maybe get it to AJ on the block, have Anthony screening for him, then coming off another screen, and put Jackson in a tough situation to have to guard multiple screens on a possession. Hopefully we get a good look out of that.
Yeah, and so the off-ball defense is also going to be huge for both of these teams, because if Mitch Finnefrock for Jackson's able to get open in the corner or at the key, he's going to be a dagger. He's practically when he's unguarded from the stripe. So it's just going to come down to Finnefrock as well. It's going to be Wyrick and Monterubio on the tip-off for both of these teams. Knowlton getting one of the first starts that I've seen from him tonight, which is big for him. Dubrovitz on the bench, as well as David Zarnicki, Ben Bronick. It's going to be a good one. Wyrick Monterubio on the tip-off. Ref bounces, puts it down. Finnefrock gets it tipped off by Monterubio. Weekly has it at the logo, guarded by Fortunato on the right wing. He's looking for a pass inside, but goes to Finnefrock, deep offset of the key. Finnefrock, deep three, can't convert, but he wanted a heat check early, but he couldn't get it. Fortunato inside. Green takes the first lead of the game off an AJ Fortunato fast break. 7 minutes, 35 to go. It's Green 2, Jackson 0. Weekly has it on the left side. He looks for a screen from Baker to the right. Goes to his left, finds a lane inside, passes Knowlton, and puts one in to convert. Jackson, Green tied at 2, and it's been a fast start.
Yes, it is. That was a big possession for Green to get that early hoop there.
Yeah, and so now Antonio Martin puts up a 3. Can't chalk it, but rebounded by Kyle Monterubio. 2 early heat checks, not successful. Cole Baker goes through his legs over to Weekly. He'll take a deep 3. He'll make it off the switch. And Jackson, 5, Green 2, now with 6 minutes, 52 seconds to go. A fast minute to start the game. Martin over to AJ. Gets it back, looking for a screen from Knowlton. Goes inside. Doesn't want to force anything, but he'll get it out to AJ Fortunato. Sporting black shoes, gets it to his brother on the right. Back to Martin now on the right wing. Asking for Knowlton to come up, set a screen. It's like a brick wall. Martin over to AJ. He'll take a deep three. He'll fire away, and we got a tie ball game now. It's 6 minutes, 22 seconds left to go in the first. Jackson 5, Green 5. Weekly's taking it down the court for the Polar Bears. He'll hand it off to Monterrubio. Monterubio's got a lane inside, tries to get past Fortunato. He'll get fouled, and that's Fortunato's first foul of the night. Fortunato has, or excuse me, I should probably elaborate on which Fortunato it is. I'm sure you're thinking. That was AJ Fortunato on the foul. He'll knock his first foul down tonight. Currently, he's 12 for 29 from the three-point line, and he's currently leading the team in fouls, tied with Sam Dubrovich with 45.
Yeah, that last possession there, you cannot let Monterubio drive left. And they did, and he was able to get to the rim.
Monterubio now at the foul stripe. Looks like he missed his first. He'll take his second now. He'll convert, splits the pair, and Wyrick's got the inbound. Over to Martin. Brace on his left knee, bounces over to Wyrick after the double team. Triangle and 2 now. Stolen by Weekly. He'll go inside, almost loses it. Gets it to Finnefrock in the corner. Back to Loy. Loy, mid-range jumper. Can't find it after it hits the back of the rim and into the hands of Anthony Fortunato. Down the stretch, Wyrick's got a lane to Knowlton. If Monterubio can close out, he'll give it to AJ Fortunato, which he does. Martin tries to fake left, has to dribble back at the logo, and it's a reset possession for the Bulldogs offensively. Knowlton now at the key, hands it off to Martin on the right side. Screens pass to Anthony Fortunato, guarded by Loy. He's on the left. Nearing the volleyball stripe, he'll go through his legs over to AJ Fortunato on the right. AJ Fortunato sends a hard screen over for Antonio. Back to Knowlton. And now Wyrick has a screen pass and nails a 3. 28 feet, 5 minutes, 14 seconds to go. Green 8, Jackson 6.
That was a great possession for Green there. Multiple passes, ball changed sides of the floor, and got a great look.
And I think Finnefrock's kind of in a mindset right now where he can shoot anything he wants because he thinks he's playing against Green. Cole Baker goes up, he'll get a foul from Knowlton. Knowlton says, wash it off. I saw a lot of contact there, but I don't know about you.
Well, I think Knowlton's going to get his money's worth tonight on some fouls.
Yeah. I mean, to be completely honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big fouling game from both of these guys, AJ and Wyatt, both big bodies. Yeah. Baker now at the key, dribbles through, closed in on. Monterubio with his left. The lefty tries to pump a 3. Tries to go inside, almost fouled by Anthony. Weekly, another deep 3, can't find it. Rebounded by Baker. AJ Fortunato tries to go in for a quick rebound, and on the way inside, he'll turn it over back to Jackson with Finnefrock on the inbound. 4 minutes, 40 to go. It's Green 8, Jackson 6. And so far, I think it's been a lot closer than I thought it would be.
That was a very good defensive possession by Green. Cut down penetration. That was a tough foul there on AJ.
Finnefrock gets over to Weekly on the right. He'll drive through, finds the left lane, puts one up with his left, and converts. Jackson 8, Green 8. 4 minutes, 23 to go now. Left in the first. Wyrick's got a look on the left. He'll put one up, uses his big size and frame to get over. Martin finds him inside again. He'll push through, puts one up, can't find it. Rebounded by Knowlton. He'll put one up himself in the paint, can't convert. Third chance opportunity, can't come down. And Baker's got a lane inside if they can't close out on him. He'll get the and 1. Flexes on his way down. He'll head to the stripe now to convert possible and 1 opportunity.
It's going to be a big key for Green there. We got to finish 1-footers. You cannot miss them. Those lead to easy baskets at the other end.
Anthony notches his first foul of the game. Martin's trapped, has to get it over to Anthony, and this is kind of a Dubevik special you're seeing here. I'm sure you saw that in the years that he's coached. Pretty sure you're not surprised.
3-quarter court trap.
Wyrick breaks the mid-range, Gets it over to Weekly on the left side. Off to Monterubio now. Looking for Cole Baker inside, guarded by Knowlton. Uses his body to get up. Baker by Bronick. Bronick sees his first minutes in the game now after 4 minutes in the first. Martin bounce passes one over to Bronick on the left. And they'll reset offensively now. Zone played. Takes Wyrick to the key. He'll try to go to his right. Hits it to Martin. Martin guarded by Loy. He'll go up for a tough basket. Can't convert. He'll head to the stripe for a shooting foul. He's got 2. 3 minutes, 8 seconds left to go here in the first. It's Jackson 10, Green 8, and Martin. Currently, I want to say, currently he is 29% from the field. Let's see if he makes these free throws. He'll make his first one.
Yeah, it was an excellent drive there by Antonio. Good, hard, quick decision there, and got to the rim and get to the line here.
Martin's got his second now. He'll grab it. Zarnicki, Dubrovitz now in, off the bench. He's getting some minutes off this about 8-man rotation for Green. Not surprised here from Spot. It's usually what happens. Field now on the right. He's in from Monterubio. Pushes it back to Finnefrock on the left side. Tries to screen pass. Martin doesn't buy it. Gets it over to Loy. He'll look to drive through. Almost stolen by Fortunato. And it is! Except tipped out by Martin. Ends up in the hands of Fortunato. It's over to Zarnicki in this corner. He'll take it through the right. That's Bronick. Mid-range jumper. He'll find it. And a great put-up by Bronick. You don't see that normally from that kid. I've seen him plenty in the open gyms, and he is one heck of a workhorse.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. He's stuck there.
Green looking to spoil Jackson's Federal League hopes. Finnefrock tries to put up a 3 in front of Theo off the face, and they've got one inside to Doobie. Doobie puts one up and in, and Green takes a 4-point lead now with 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Green 14, Jackson 10 after 2 minutes. 5 seconds dwindled down on the clock. Baker's got it on the right side, guarded by Bronick. Tries to push past, looking for a screen to Weekly in transition. Finds Fortunato over to Baker as Bronick switches. Inside is Steele. Tries to convert for an and one. Can't find it. He'll get the shooting foul. He'll head to the stripe. Grab 2. He's got a chance to put this back within a possession. And I think Jackson needs this if they want to gain their momentum back.
Yeah, I think Green's half-court defense has been excellent here near the first 6 minutes of the game. You know, Jackson has not gotten very many good looks. And if Green can keep this up, they got a chance.
And Theo notches his first one. Monterubio now in for it looks like Caden Loy. Theo makes his second. Effortless. Minute and 50 seconds notched down here in the first. It's Green 14, Jackson 12. Fortunato taking it down court. Rainbows one over to Martin. Martin on the right side, bounces it over to Zarnicki. Zarnicki back to Martin on the right side. Call played by Spot. Dubrovitz to Martin's left as Martin moves over to his left. Martin at the key now. Gets one to Fortunato. Well, Fortunato really thinking about snapping one from deep. He'll look to ISO, hands one over to Doobie. On the left side, at the key. Dishes one inside. Zarnicki's open in the corner. Can't find it. Bronick almost with the rebound. Tipped out by Bronick. He'll race down the court to Weekly. Monterubio from 3. Can't find it. Way off. Fouled off. Going Green's way. Weekly throws the ball back to the ref in disgust. Minute and 5 seconds to go now here in the first.
That was an excellent box out there by Ben Bronick to get that over the back call.
Martin goes over to Spot. Ref tells him to go back. Martin now on the right side, right by where it's plastered. They're the boys' Division I state champions. Goes through his legs, dribbles back in a circle. On the right side, dribbles with his left, goes back to AJ. That's Anthony, excuse me. Now dribbling inside, kicks one out to Zarnicki, gets it back. Trying to make something happen, it's 5 out. Anthony's got a lane, decides not to take it. Hands it off to Martin now. They'll reset on the left. Looking to take the last shot in the first. Trying to make something fall. Green 14, Jackson 12, now with 20 seconds to go. Green puts Jackson in the bonus early. Martin getting it off to Brueck. Takes it with his left. Wants to take it himself. Takes it back. Over to Martin. Turnover. Wishy-washed. Back court. 1.6 seconds to go. Green 14, Jackson 12. Jackson's got about a second off. Who do you think they give it to?
I'd say Monterubio or Weekly.
Weekly and Monterubio now showing off. Going inside to Thiel, rather, he'll try and put it off. Hits the backside of the rim. Goes right back to him. And Thiel, a big new firepower for Jackson at this moment. I mean, he's been a new addition to the squad at this point. I mean, only being a junior, he's still got a year left. So you're going to see a lot of him tonight, looking for him to produce. So with that being said, we're going to take it back to our new segment, Kinsley's Corner. Let's see where it's at. What are you thinking?
I think Green's got to be happy with at the first quarter tonight. You know, I thought defensively they were locked in, did a great job guarding the ball. You know, didn't give up many easy looks. Thought offensively, when they were patient, they took good shots. They, you know, reversed the ball, make Jackson have to guard, and that helps your transition defense also, because now you're not taking quick shot, turnovers. So Green can keep that pace up. You know, look good.
Yeah. And, I mean, this is a Green team that you've seen play before. You know what's going down, and you know how Spottleston operates. I mean, you even played against him when he was still playing in high school. So you know the deal. You know what it's all about. I mean, what do you think is going through Coach Spot's mind at this point?
No, he's got to be happy with how his kids played. You know, they come in here believing they can win, and they played like it in the first quarter. So, you know, another big quarter here in the second.
Dubrovic's on the inbound, and he'll go back on the court after seeing limited minutes in the first. Zarnicki's got it, offset the key, guarded by Thiel. Over to Martin on the right side. Wyrick's in the right corner, excuse me. Finnefrock off him, almost loses him. Wyrick's open in the left. Hill got an open shot. Take it. Hill notch it. And all of a sudden, I stand up.
Ooh, that was an excellent possession to start the second quarter.
Thiel loses it. Stolen by Martin. He'll go down the court. Hands it off to Brueck. Almost trips on the ref. He's got Dubrovec open in the corner. Over to Wyrick. Again. Can't snipe it. He'll get his own board. Driving inside. Puts one up. Can't find it. He'll knock it out. Dubrovec almost gets the board off the deflection. Can't find it. As Weekly takes it up the court for Jackson. Baker's got it on the left wing. Goes back to Weekly at the key. He'll dribble past. Looking for Monterubio on the right. Screened by Thiel. Thiel's got a lane inside. He'll put it off the glass.
That was one of the few breakdowns in the half court Green's had defensively here to start the game.
Now it's Green 17, Jackson 14, 6 minutes 44 to go as Martin has it on the right side. He's got Brueck in the corner, Dubrovec at the key, Wyrick to the left. Martin looks to cut under, looking for a decoy. But I think what Spottleston's trying to do right now is actually, instead of having Martin as a real playmaker, you know, letting him out of his cage a little bit, he'll take a mid-range as I say that, can't find it. But I think what they're trying to do is kind of make Martin the straw man at this point. Try to make him so that Jackson really loses sight. Finnefrock cocks one back, can't find it. He can't get in a rhythm. He's only got, you know, he's only had 6 points in the past 2 games. So Finnefrock looking to try to get back in the rhythm. But, you know, you're seeing Martin set up as the point guard. I think really what Spottleston's going to do is try to use him as a decoy at this point.
Well, he's using him to slow the pace. Right there, Wyrick's got to keep going on that back cut, and they won't turn it over.
Weekly's got a three, hands it off to Monterubio, over to Finnefrock. Let's see if he got it. He's got it. There might have been a little bit of a question there. I mean, he did miss his two. But now Jackson ties it up with Green 17-17, 5 minutes, 37 seconds to go now left in the first half. Martin dishes one over in the bounce to Zarnicki on the left, hands it over to Martin. He'll look to ISO, travel called, took too many steps. He had the lane inside, converted after the whistle, but causes a costly turnover for Green now as Jackson has a look to try and get up on this run.
Yeah, these next couple minutes going to be big for the Bulldogs. You know, they've had back-to-back possession with turnovers. Need to get a stop here.
Jack Lancey now on the court for the Polar Bears. He's averaging about 2.1 points per game, so let's see if he can make that bucket now to fulfill the prophecy. He's looking for a spot, hands it over to Monterubio. He'll drive through the paint, guarded by Wyrick. Gets one off the glass, and Jackson takes their first lead of the game, one of their first leads of the game now with 5 minutes to go left in the first. It's Jackson 19, Green 17. Martin now at the logo. Hands it off to Zarnicki. Zarnicki's got it at the key. Off to Lewis. Or Daniel Milosevic, excuse me. Got it. Taking it with his left. Goes up. From three, Zarnicki can't find it. Excuse me, that's Wojciech on the court now for the Bulldogs. He'll see time after I didn't see him play in the first couple of weeks, but he's looking to make an immediate impact. I mean, how have you seen him play? When you've
Yeah, I think he just started playing in the last game against Glen Oak. He's a freshman point guard, probably going to be the point guard of the future here for the next 3 years. It's a good time out there by Coach Spot. Green got out of whack here a little bit, got out of their flow, so got to just settle the guys down and get back playing the way they were.
Yeah, now 4 minutes, 32 seconds to go now in the second. It's Jackson 19, Green 17, and Thiel's going to have shots at the line. This would be his third attempt at the foul strike, He'll make his first. Puts Jackson up 3. Thiel looking to make this a 2-possession game with his next foul shot. He'll find it. Send Green into a 2-possession game now with 4 minutes, 32 seconds to go. And this is one that Green can't let them run away with. Anthony Fortunato, double-teamed, takes a triangle over to Martin. Interception thrown by Martin, similar to what you see in football. Gets one over to Lancey on the right. It's Baker. Baker now to Monterubio on the left side. He'll look to go inside. Fortunato had the reach in. A little too touchy there. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Jackson 21, Green 17. Jackson will retain possession. Lloyd's going to be on the inbound.
Yeah, that was a bad closeout there by Anthony and let Monterubio get to his left, and that's why he picked up that fill.
Monterubio now on the right side. Looks to screen pass with Thiel. Has Lancey. Offset on the left. Takes one over to Baker. Inside to Thiel. He's guarded by Zarnicki. Tries to get up, but Thiel's too tall. 3 minutes, 55 seconds to go now. It's Jackson 23, Green 17. Wojciech, the freshman, looks to take it in for himself. Fouled.
That was a good strong take there by the freshman.
It's going to be Martin on the inbound. Brueck coming in for Anthony. Anthony already with 2 fouls here in the game. Leads the squad in fouls. Rather, I think AJ is sitting for that exact reason. Martin on the inbound. Gets a give and go to Zarnicki, now on the left.
Chase gives him another ball handler.
Martin goes with his right. Back to Wyrick in the corner. The freshman takes it back out. Looking for an opportunity. Martin beats him. No foul called. Goes back. Brueck from 3. Puts one up. Can't find it. It's a brick. Boarded by Zarnicki. Ball's hit out by Thiel. Thiel disagrees with it, but it's going to be green ball.
That was a great offensive rebound there by David.
3 minutes, 16 seconds to go now. Jackson 23, Green 17. Martin has it on the left side. Looking for somebody. Transitioning through, has it to Wyrick. Wyrick looks to drive through, can't beat Thiel. At the key now, Wojciech has it. It's over to Brueck on the left. Jackson takes pressure off, goes to Wyrick, can't find it. But Bronick puts the putback, not in the hoop, but instead pump fakes it. Can't find it, and Bronick can't convert after 2 rebounds to put Green back within 4. It's Jackson 23, Green 17. And Zarnicki breaks up the pass to kick it out of bounds. Dubrovitz coming in for Wolochek. Baker coming in for Field.
Yeah, Green's got to convert those possessions.
Finnefrock on the inbound. Lobs one over to Baker. Now he'll take a 3. You don't see much of that, and that's the reason why. Brickoff ends up in the hands of Martin. 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Jackson 23, Green 17. He's got it at midcourt. Takes it over to the right. Slings one over to Bronick. Bronick barely keeps it in. Gives it to Doobie on the left. Martin now goes behind his back to Zarnicki, to Wyrick in the corner. Wyrick in the corner. Goes in. Baker closes in. And they can't convert. 2 minutes left to go here in the first. It's Jackson 23, Green 17. Monterrubio takes it with his left, hits it back. Looking for a future pass, but he'll take it himself, looking to make a move. The Walsh commit takes it inside the paint over to Lloyd. Lloyd, mid-range jumper, finds it. Jackson takes an 8-point lead now. Minute 41 to go. Bronick's got the inbound, hands over to Wyrick. Lloyd closes in, stays on his hip. Minute and 34 seconds to go now. Jackson 25, Green 17. Martin has it at the logo. Guarded by Weekly. Don't be surprised if Weekly stays off of him in just a second. Weekly takes him all the way to the hoop. Martin fires one. Bullet right into the hands of Monterrubio. He'll take it down the court. Nice fast break opportunity for Jackson, but going to end up in a couple of foul shots.
Yeah, you just cannot have live ball turnovers. You know, those just lead to too many easy baskets, opportunities the other end. I thought that last defensive possession Green had was really good. He made a guy shoot a long pull-up 2 off the dribble. He just made it. But they got to start playing better offensively right now. They're just not playing well that end of the floor.
Monterrubio, he'll make his first. Mason Helmick in for the Bulldogs. Wyatt Knowlton comes in. Hayden Lewis as well. Monterrubio second. He's got it. 10-point lead now for the Polar Bears with 1 minute and 15 to go left in the second. It's Jackson 27, Green 17. Perfect execution needed by the Bulldogs to try and get this back within range to end the second. Helmick hands it over to Lewis now. He'll take it with his left, pressed up by Weekly. Milton now to the right of the key. Baker barks at him. Knowlton steps back, hands one to Bronick. Fired over to Helmick, now on the right side. Guarded by Monterrubio at the logo. Helmick looks to go inside, can't find it. Now with 45 seconds to go, dribbles back at the key, hands one back to Lewis now. Lewis has got a lane guarded by Baker. Can't find it. Rebounded by Knowlton. Big body goes in, and another live ball turnover as Helmick takes it in. Finnefrock goes in for a layup and converts the and one opportunity. 29 seconds left to go here in the second. Jackson 29, Green 17. And just as it's that Green was pulling away, Jackson pulls them right back and actually jumps over him.
Yeah, Wyatt's got to take that offensive rebound up and finish that. You can't pass a one-footer up for another one-footer.
Finnefrock converts the and one. 29.8. It's Jackson 30, Green 17. Helmick has got to give it out to somebody. He's fouled twice. Timeout taken by Green in time. Monterrubio, Finnefrock were able to close in on him quickly. 25 seconds to go. Green's going to look to take the last shot, you got to imagine. And they have plenty of time to do it. It's just being able to set that up in the first place. So with that being said, what are you trying to set up with 25.3 seconds to go?
Well, you got to know that Jackson's going to come out and pressure him here full court. So I'm talking to our guys about when we break the pressure, what kind of shot do we want to get at the end? You know, we always were, hey, we have certain guys that can shoot wide open catch and shoot threes. Everybody else, we're shooting a layup. We're not shooting a long two-pointer. If we don't get that, then we're going to come out, you know, and Coach Spot's talking about, you know, what set he wants them to run here on the last possession. Probably, I would think, look for something for Wyrick, maybe a little flare screen on the left wing for Wyrick for a 3 here to hopefully get it back to 10 points going into half.
Yeah, and I think the three is definitely what's needed now. I mean, Green has this in their hands. I mean, you've seen them execute against this Jackson squad. They just need to keep it. So it's just going to be a matter of whether or not Green can keep up with them. So if Green's able to get this, put it back within 10 to come into the third quarter with that lead, or with the deficit, I think they're going to be in good shape. Wyrick just can't turn this over on the inbound. He won't. Gives it over to Bronick. Wyrick takes it on the left now as Bronick passes it back. Tries to get it over. Weekly and Monterubio close in. Now taken over to Lewis on the left. Setting it up. Helmick has it on the right. Fired over to Wyrick on the left. Wyrick looks to close in. He's got 4 seconds to make a shot. He'll look to do it himself. Tough mid-range. Can't find it now. No fouls called. They're going to go into the locker rooms now with a 13-point deficit to end the second. It's Jackson 30, Green 17.
Yeah, Jackson really took control there about the last 5 minutes of the second quarter. Green, too many turnovers, too many missed layups. You just cannot have those empty possessions offensively. So that really hurts you on the defensive end.
Yeah. So, Coach, we're going to kick it over to our halftime entertainment, which is just some a constant loop of jazz music. So, like I said, this has been the Winter Live's first half coverage of Jackson versus Green. Jackson looking to inch their way into another Federal League share, at least with the win over Green tonight. And they currently lead 30-17, about 9 minutes, 35 seconds to go here in halftime. Coach and I will see you after the half. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Letter Live here from Jackson High School. We are back into play after a quick intermission. Jackson currently leading the Bulldogs 30-17. Green made a nice start the game, at most leading by 4 on Jackson, but Jackson's been able to come back. Green tried to get up the last shot, couldn't get it done, turned it over, and now they come back, sitting A.J. Fortunato for the entirety of the second quarter. Knowlton goes in, can't come down. Baker takes it. No foul call on Fortunato. Weekly's got it, and I mean, I think so far it's been pretty balanced. Take an open three. He can't get it. Dad, elite shooter, but just sometimes.
I remember coaching against his dad when I was an assistant at Green back in the 90s. Yeah, he could shoot the ball.
Yeah, I remember when his dad interviewed Kyrie Irving. That was more my time.
And I was there that day too. Remember, we got to bring our basketball guys over there to the primary school.
Yeah, don't lie to the kids, Kyrie. Martineau on the right, hits over to Fortunato. He'll be in the corner looking for a spot to Knowlton. Knowlton, the lefty, gives it back to Fortunato on the right side. Takes one over to Martin on the right. He'll look to take this one himself. Gives it over to Knowlton. Bounces off his leg. Takes it back. It's going Jackson's way. As Monterubio takes it to Weekly. He'll hit it in the corner. Finnefrock from 3. Can't get it, and Finnefrock in a bit of a shooting slump, and that's not something you want to see, especially when you're about to head into regionals. I mean, it's...
Yeah, you're right. Going into the playoffs, you want everybody to be clicking for you.
Yeah. And Green is going to take on Hoover in the first round. I believe Jackson's going to take...
Jackson plays Medina, and the winner play the winner of Strongsville and McKinley in the district final.
And that's going to be a shot for Jack.
That's 4 really good teams there in that district.
And that's the other thing that I'm thinking about. Green and Hoover are like also.
And when you play Hoover, their style, you're going to be in the game because they're not going to run up and down and just try to score 70 points. So it's going to be a close game. If you play well and maybe that night they don't play their best, you got a chance.
Keep one. Knowlton with the second chance. Rebounds it again, puts it back up. Taped on the left hand, fires away. It's Jackson 32, Green 19 as we were talking. Cole Baker also scored a bucket in transition there in the paint. Weekly takes it now for the Polar Bears. Mid-range jumper on the fade. Can't find it. Baker almost reaches one out. Takes one back. He takes a hard hit from Fortunato. He'll take one back. Martineau on the left side, dribbles one through, kicks it back out to AJ. He'll put up another 3. AJ must be feeling himself tonight. He's just chucking them up. Actually, 12 from 29 from the three-point stripe. Baker gives Green one of his own, firing back at Fortunato. It's Jackson 35, Green 19. 5 minutes, 4 seconds to go now here in the third. Martineau looks one over to Knowlton. On the right side, gives one to Fortunato. It looked like he had an open shot. Finnefrock was able to get past him. Fortunato now on the right. Looks for a lane inside. Way off the backboard. He'll find it. Reverse layup goes in for him. Green now down 14 once again. It's Jackson 35, Green 21. Monterubio's got it on the left. Pull-up shot from the three-point stripe. Can't find it. Fortunato takes it. Hard foul by Baker. Looked like retribution from what Fortunato gave him earlier. Going Green's way, Wyrick on the inbound.
It's be a big possession here for Green. Let's see if we can get Ethan here a shot. He hadn't had a shot this quarter yet.
Martineau on the right side, has Wyrick to his right in the corner. Lloyd loses sight. Wyrick's got a nice three-point opportunity. Inside, it's Fortunato. Fortunato, mid-range on Weekly. Way off the mark in front of the rim. Fortunato taking the 3 shots on the last 3 possessions for Green. Now Monterubio puts one up, heavily contested from Anthony Fortunato and Wyatt Knowlton. Green's starting to let this slip away. 4 minutes, 7 seconds to go. Martin beats one. Lloyd's got to get back to the other end. Guarding Wyrick, 4 minutes to go. It's Jackson 37, Green 21. 16-point lead. AJ's got it now at the key. Hands over to Anthony. His brother in the corner. Lobs one over. Wyrick's able to save it before it gets to the timeline. Now at the key. Takes it to his right. Steps back. Can't find it. Weekly gets the steal. He'll go up. Easy layup goes in. Green. Yeah. Smart timeout there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, offensively, Green's just too much dribbling. It's got to get the ball moving by the pass, not the dribble. And, Jackson's turned the defense up here a little bit, and it's led to some easy baskets for them.
Yeah, so Jackson 39, Green 21. Green taking timeout. 2 left in the game. 3 minutes, 38 to go now, left to the third. Jackson hasn't had to take a single timeout.
No, Jackson's got real nice balanced scoring tonight. 9, 6, 7, 7. That when they do that, when Jackson shares the ball and plays well defensively, they're really good.
And you mentioned that's Weekly currently leading the scoring for the Polar Bears. I mean, usually in these types of games, you see him playing second fiddle to Finnefrock and Monterubio. Tonight's going to be his night if he wants to show out.
Yeah, those are 3 and 4 year varsity players. You as a coach, that you expect those veteran guys to play well in big games for you.
Wyrick, Dubrovitz, Martin, Fortunato, and Knowlton. AJ Fortunato taken out. Doobie on the inbound, has to hand it off to Martin. Like you said, too much dribbling taking course now for the Bulldogs. Martin goes inside, Knowlton's got a look, he'll go inside. Tough bucket taken by Wyatt, he'll grab it. Jackson 39, Green 23, 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go now in the third. Monterrubio now on the right side, goes through his legs to go inside, pushes off a Doobie, fade away, rolls out of the rim, would have been a great bucket. Weekly now, resets. Lancey now has it inside for Jackson. Fires one over to Finnefrock in the corner. Puts one inside to Thiel, guarded by Knowlton. Monterrubio fakes the three, hits over to Weekly, he's got a three, he'll put it up. Mount Union commit, swishes it from the three-point stripe. 2 minutes, 49 seconds to go now in the third. It's Jackson 42, Green 23, and Dubrovitz back in for the Bulldogs as Lancey pushes off. Very touchy. Lancey way on him. Martin now on the right side. Hits one over to Wyrick. Dubrovitz screens past, and Wyrick contested three. Can't find it. Knowlton, the ball slips out of his fingers, ends up in the hands of Finnefrock. Finnefrock over to Weekly. Deep three! Can't find it. Rebounded by Monterrubio, ends up in the hands of Thiel, and it looked like it was actually tipped by Fortunato on the way out. Still going Jackson's way, or excuse me, still going Green's way ultimately, and it's going to be Dubrovitz on the inbound. Hinderegger coming in for Jackson now, number 2. About 12 games played in the season, 31% from the field. Anthony goes through over to Knowlton now on the right. Hits one over to Martin. He's got a man. Wyrick in the corner. Wyatt, he's got a pass over inside. Puts one up instead. Finds his board. And puts one in. Knowlton on a tear for the Bulldogs. He's got 6. Minute and 51 now to go left in the third. Jackson 42, Green 25. Looking to get Wyrick going for some more shots. Probably is going to be the move here to go on a run.
Or keep going inside to Knowlton. They've had some success with that.
Lancey now on the right. Hits into Thiel. Fouled by Dubrovitz or Knowlton. We'll see who gets the call. Gonna go on Doobie. Dubrovitz, that's his second foul of the day. Like I said, currently tied for first in total fouls on the team with 45. He's played almost every game for the Bulldogs. Minute and 33 to go now left in the third. It's Jackson 43, Green 25. Wyrick comes out, subbed in for Welichek.
This would be a good opportunity to get Wolichek some experience here down here at Jackson, where he'll be expected to come in and run the show the next 3 years down here, and let him kind of get his feet wet and get a little bit of experience.
Wolichek to Martin's right. Martin takes it himself. Resets, goes to his right. Eltaken looks for one screen. Going for Knowlton inside, smart play. Puts one in, finds it. He'll grab it. Jackson 43, Green 27. Still a 16-point game now for the Bulldogs. Hinderegger goes inside. He's fouled. Looks like Wolichek on the foul. He'll pick up his first of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a really good possession for Green down there. Got the ball to Knowlton on the block, and he missed the first, but stuck with it, and leading scorer now with 8.
Lancey lobs one over to Monterrubio at the key. Monterrubio almost contested 3, holds it as Dubrovitz jumps, got greedy. Monterrubio goes screen into Lancey, he'll find it. Lancey finds his 2 points per game average off a great layup lane. 51 seconds to go now in the third. It's Jackson 45, Green 27. Martin at the stripe, guarded by Lancey. Goes back, field transitions onto him. Knowlton now at the 3-point stripe. Jackson almost lets up. Lets him take the 3. Wolichek now at the logo. Hands it off to Martin now on the left. Martin kicks one over to Fortunato for a deep 3. He can't find it, switches about, and Martin tries to find jump ball. It's going to Jackson, 45, Green 27, 21 seconds to go here in the third. Jackson looking to pick some experience up for the young guys at this point.
Yeah, Jackson to hold it here for the last shot. A little high ball screen coming here.
Lancey hits one over to Monterubio. If he doesn't get a pass off, he'll be the last one to shoot. Steps one back, guarded by Doobie. Puts in the dagger as time expires. Jackson, 48, Green, 27. And I was talking to Coach Spot earlier in the game, and he told me that they're going to have to keep Jackson down into the 50s. So Green, defensively, I'll have to commend them for that. Taking them down lower in the scoring range. I mean, Jackson is not putting up 75 to 80 points like they usually would. And especially at this point, they're usually at the 65-point mark. So for them to only be at 48, that's a great defensive effort by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that just kind of that last quarter and a half kind of got away from them offensively. A little too many turnovers, too many missed inside shots. But we got a score from North Canton at halftime. McKinley 26, the Hoover Vikings 26. So that should be a fun second half in North Canton.
What did I tell you?
You called it.
I called it. One-score game. One-score game. Reed Sims isn't playing. It's a one-score game. Oh, my goodness. I love being right. It's one of the biggest fulfillments in life.
Hey, I'm telling you, it wouldn't shock me if Hoover wins that game. You know, I'll tell you, come tournament time with Hoover being Division II, they're going to have an excellent chance to go a long way in the tournament.
Coming in now for the Bulldogs, going into the fourth. Martin, Wolochek, Wyrick, Knowlton, and Bronick on the court for the Bulldogs. Three taken by Baker. Can't get it to fire, so he bricks it way up front of the rim. Bronick's on the other side. Wyrick couldn't see him. Monterubio lost him in transition. Wyrick now on the right side. Wolochek, let's see if he can get a shot up. Takes a three! Can't find it, bounces off the back of the rim. Bronick goes down hard, gets back up on his feet. Wickley's got it now. He'll look to drive inside, hits it to Finnefrock. Finnefrock guarded by Bronick, puts one up, contested, in his face, can't find it. Finnefrock still on a slump. Can't find the shots that he wants to go down, and to be honest with you, Coach, I just don't think that's the shot that you take at that moment.
No, but I tell you what, I'm pretty frustrated sitting up here because for the last 3 years, when we played Jackson, Finnefrock didn't miss those shots. It didn't matter what we did, who was guarding him, where we were at, the ball was going in. Wish he'd have played.
Wyrick on the inbound. Has Martin. Over on the right, hits it to Wyrick, almost loses it. He'll take it back. Hands one over to Wolochek, now at the three-point strike. Back to Wyrick on the left side. Hits it over to Bronick. Bronick offset the key, hands it off to Martin. Martin now on the right. Knowlton looked for a screen, goes sub. Martin puts one up and in. Finds it.
Good strong take there by Antonio.
6 minutes, 4 seconds to go now left in the fourth. It's Jackson 48, Green 33. Baker's got it now on the left side. Hands it off to Weekly now. Thought about the contested three. Didn't take it. Going over to Monterubio now. Guarded by Wyrick. Wyrick up and in. Finds the end one for Monterubio. And Wyrick notches his second foul of the game as Monterubio's headed back to the stripe. Monterubio against McKinley shot, I want to say, 12 free throws that game.
Yeah, he's a tough guard going to the basket. That's a tough matchup for Ethan, but in a game like this, it's good for him to get some experience guarding, the other team's top player, and Ethan's just going to keep getting better and better for the Bulldogs.
5 minutes, 49 to go now left here in the game. It's Jackson 51, Green 33, and Jackson, as the clock ticks down, they engineer to at least a share of a Federal League title, and it's going to come down to the score of that McKinley game. Martin tried to ISO inside, gives it to Bronick. Couldn't find the shot, so he passed it off. Gives it to Bronick now. He's got the left. Big body on Monterubio, almost loses it. Hands it off to Wolochek. Gets through the line. Made by Jackson. It's going to go back to Martin now on the right. Martin braced up on his left knee, thinks about a mid-range jumper, doesn't take it. Bronick now on the left side. Goes, spins around, puts one up. Tough bucket taken by Bronick. He's got 6 tonight. 5 minutes, 13 seconds to go. Finnefrock's in the corner. Has to put one up, looking like a clown show. Monterubio now on the right. Hands it to me, Weekly, excuse me. Tries to push past Brueck. Foul called.
Those are two tough jump shot Ben Brueck's hit tonight off the dribble.
And Brueck's coming out.
Got some good minutes there out of Ben and Chase.
Finnefrock from 3. He finds his first one. I think he made a bet with Cam Weekly because after the shot, he pointed right to him and told him, yes, I can make a 3 against Green tonight.
Yeah, that's the patented side out of bounds play that Jackson's run for years right there.
4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Wyrick off the screen from Martin. He hits it to A.J. Fortunato at the volleyball stripes. Over to Martin now. Passes one off. Sloppy in transition. Martin looks, go to his left. Mid-range jumper. Puts it up. Can't find it. Way off the back of the rim. Over fires. Jackson 54, Green 35. Monterubio's got it on the right side. I wouldn't be surprised if Jackson starts putting up some ridiculous shots here.
Or they're a veteran group too. They're going to start running clock here, and with the ball handling they have, you get behind Jackson, it's hard to.
Dubevek still out of his chair despite the 19-point lead. A.J. Fortunato now at the key. Hands one over to Zarnicki. Offset the stripe. Fortunato can't find the pass, but Martin retains. Over to Wyrick in the corner. He'll take a spot up. He'll get it. Wyrick, he's got 9. It's Jackson 54, Green 38. That 16-point lead that we've seen all night returns. Foul called on Wyrick. That's going to be his 3rd on the night. Weekly on the shot.
Yeah, they counted that basket there. It was a little NBA continuation.
Interesting with 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Lancey's in, Thiel's in, Finnefrock, Monterubio, Weekly in for the Polar Bears. Zarnicki, Fortunato, Lewis, Martin, and Fortunato. AJ on the inbound, hits it to Martin with 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Spottelson tells him to go back. Ball given to Fortunato off of Lewis. Handed back to Martin now. He'll orchestrate from the left wing. Takes one inside. Finds one out to AJ. His 3rd 3 isn't successful. Martin tries for the board. He'll go up and in for the second chance opportunity. 3 minutes, 9 seconds to go now in the 4th. Jackson 57. Green 40. 17-point deficit now for the Bulldogs with 3 minutes to go. Let's see if they can make the impossible happen. Monterubio now on the right side. Hands it off to Hinteregger. Hands it back to Monterubio. Going inside to Thiel. Guarded by Zarnicki. Thiel tries to fire one inside. Lancey spins out. Up by Fortunato. Finnefrock still on the court. Takes one to the left. Guarded. Step back 3. Can't find it. Finnefrock still struggling from 3. And he is definitely getting subbed out.
Yeah, it's not from lack of trying tonight from Finnefrock. He's got his shots up.
Martin's got a 3 of his own. Can't find it. Puts one up from Zarnicki. He gets the point. And it looks like Helmick suiting up to go in for the Bulldogs, as well as Wolochek. Lancey now for the Polar Bears. Finnefrock puts up another 3. Air ball. Finnefrock's shooting struggles continue.
I mean, he's had some really good looks, too. It's not like
Finnefrock
they've been guarded.
Totally ruining his averages tonight. Now in the game for the Polar Bears, Chase Marr, Jack Lancey, got Carter Muleman, Thiel, and Hinteregger. On the inbound is Lancey. They're going to give a quick one at Muleman, and he'll fire away from the 3-point line. In the corner, he's got a 3, his first points of the game. Minute 56 seconds to go now. It's Jackson 60, Green 42. Fortunato puts up a heavily contested 3, giving up the possession. Push called. Still going Jackson's way. Foul is on A.J. Fortunato.
Yeah, that was a kind of a Quick shot there by Anthony.
AJ, he's got 2 fouls tonight. Lancey now on the left. Hands over to Mulliman. Mulliman goes for the ISO, hands it back to Lancey. On the outside, Thiel was the man to help him. Fortunato bites a bit. Back to Mulliman now on the right side. Ball given to Lancey now. He'll go inside. Way behind the backboard. He can't find it. Wanted a foul call, but you're not going to get a foul call for something like that.
No, you take a crazy shot like that. These veteran crew tonight, they're not going to bail you out.
Wolochek now from 3. Spot up. Can't find it. It's way off the backboard. Rebounded. Sent down to Lancey. He'll go up for another. Almost stolen by Wolochek. Reach in. It's washed.
That's where Chase got to learn there. He's got to rotate back, being the point guard. You can't stand and watch down here while they're running behind you.
Subs coming in now for Green. Anthony Fortunato comes out, and AJ Fortunato coming out for Ben Brueck. On the inbound, it's going to be Lancey. Be surprised if he goes for a bounce here. That's exactly what he does. Tough shot taken by Hinderegger. Rebounded by Brueck. 56 seconds to go, and Jackson claims the nets. Dubrovitz, spot up 3. He can't find it. 3's taken now. Spottleson shakes his head. Mara now hands it off to Lancey. They'll carry it for the last 42 seconds, hoping to make something happen. Lancey goes through his legs, can only go one way through his legs. Puts one up and in. Layup, alley to Mulliman. 30 seconds to go. Helmick now takes one outside, stolen by Lancey. Lancey's still going for a steal with 24 seconds to go, trying to run the clock out. Lewis on the inbound, hits it to Brueck. 23 seconds to go, they'll try to get something going. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a quick 3 taken by Wolochek. Once it, foul stripe, it's blocked. Almost boarded by Lewis. Can't find it, fired down to the other side. Lancey going in with 8 seconds to go. They're still taking shots as Hinderegger puts one up. He's got points. Green gonna run the clock out now. And that's gonna do it here from Jackson High School. Jackson comes away with at least a share of the Federal League title, 64-42 over the Bulldogs. And everybody ambitiously waits the score from McKinley Hoover. Mark, been a pleasure having you on tonight. It's been perfect. Had a lot of fun. Must be a lot of fun watching your old team.
Thank you, Aiden. It is. It's kind of bittersweet. You know, I miss being around the guys, but, I'm excited for them and our seniors. Can't thank those guys enough for all they did for our program and, excited. Anthony, AJ, going to go to Walsh play football. Antonio going to Robert Morris play football. So very excited for those guys.
Now before the nets come down, all the Jackson players looking to get their shots up. Green goes back, falling to 2-15 after Federal League play, 2-10 in the Fed. Only wins coming against Lake and Perry. Jackson, their only loss in the Federal League goes to McKinley. Other than that, they're undefeated. Got a win against every team in the Fed. And that is a trademark season from the Bevec. So with that being said, this has been it from the Letter Live. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for still bearing Mark Kinsley, even though Mike had to go. Thanks for still bearing me. Everybody have a great night. Drive safe. And let's see if Hoover can pull away and play spoiler. Have a nice night, everybody.